We often, when we're doing a piece that is well known, and we tend to do a lot of rare music, we do ask the question, what are we, the four of us, saying about this piece or saying with this piece that hasn't been said already?
We like to talk about it being a parallel to the visual art of the time. There, you'll look at a pastoral scene where there's a tree branch that will react to a hand that reacts to another hand, and that's the same way that this vocal polyphony works. That we have individual lines that react one to another.
To explain that we are as much part of the chamber music tradition as a string quartet is. What we do is the progenitor of music written by Haydn or Mozart or Brahms for stringed instruments.
That music has an amazing history, an amazing life to it. It can be some of the most gloriously beautiful or most delicately intimate music that audiences have ever heard.
I think when we first come in and work with a new group, we try to assess, first of all, what their performing level is.
The basic goals and the bottom line of what we are trying to accomplish are usually the same.
Color, the idea of giving a dynamic, a description other than forte or piano. The dynamic here can be proud. The dynamic here can be tentative. The dynamic here can be engaged. In eternity. That's one suggestion. You can do any suggestion. So right now I want you to make that decision. You can say, okay, we'll do piano, mezzo, forte, forte, or you could add a character to each one. So the first one is quiet, the next one is pleading, the next one is exultant.
Expressive ways of pulling lines out of the music and helping a certain section blend together where there's a bit of text emphasis that could happen.
Good, take a breath if you need.
And these are things that we really try to apply in our own performing. And whether it's just 4 people or whether it's 35 or 100 people, these are pretty universal things that can apply.
So we need that sort of inner pulse without snapping. Can we do the same thing? Just sing the words and pitches as they come, but that sort of
The group was very, very responsive and very able to make changes quickly, which doesn't always happen. It was nice because we got to work on to a deeper level and work on more advanced topics, which for us was a lot of fun. Sort of be darker, and then can the coming together with all 4 be more of an event? So that when you get to the word Seligkeit, that's all ornamented, that it's really a happy thing, even though you're in G minor.
We wanted to actively seek out composers that were inspired by early music, drew from early music, so we could actually produce repertoire for future generations.
The composer Ivan Moody, whose pieces we're singing tonight, his setting of the Song of Songs, he's an Orthodox priest. And so he's built a sound world here that is, he's almost written incense into the music.
Most of the modern composers that we have worked with and commissioned write in a neo-ancient style. They add some modern ways of crafting a cadence or crafting a line or a chord, but we love that.
A lot of composers are concerned with the way that specific voices interact with each other, as opposed to how they might fit within a vertical construct.
So it really helps us contemporize a lot of the early music. And in fact, one of the exciting things, especially when we do shows that bring the two, ancient and modern, together, we often get people who don't realize that they've taken a leap forward centuries or back centuries. And so we've really, it's been great fun to kind of play with that blurring of those lines of the ancient and modern.
Each voice takes a syllable of a word and places it, so there's a bit of sort of modern pointillism. But then out of that comes a very voluptuous choral sound.
An extreme commitment is what's required a lot of the time.
We really like to get people excited about what we're singing about, why and when this music was written.
To create an experience rather than just sort of a library catalog of pieces.
A living, breathing art form and not just a beautiful butterfly pinned to a wall.